All right, shalom, 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 shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rachakutash. Double honors to my elders and my apostles, a great millstone, which are the men that rule well, the men that taught us His truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. And Lord's will, the title will be "Receive the Word." All right. We kind of spoke about it at camp. Our apostle Ariamlog came visited the DC church, and something that he said stood out to me about receiving the engrafted word, and it just reminded me of that, of course, that scripture that he quoted, and then Ezekiel 9:4, and also Isaiah 33:6, because he had quoted those scriptures, and it made me really think about the fact that receive the word. Receive the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and that's your ticket. That really is your ticket to salvation. Because there's no other way to escape the troubles to come. There's no easy way out of America. All right, but for brothers that's in Babylon, there's no easy way out, man. And the only way is through the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's gonna be our firmness, like the scriptures say. All right, I'm going to read it, Lord's will, because I only have 3 precepts. I don't want to make this too long. Just really wanted to touch on this topic and how important it is, man, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't realize that, we're at the entrance of those troubling times. The billionaires are moving. They bought up, Bill Gates buying up all the farmland. The government's reaching its 5th week of its shutdown, maybe. Might be even more, I'm not sure. Forgot. But, all these different things are happening. We're going into the beginning stages of, the elites, NWO attempt, and obviously we know the scriptures say that they will not fulfill their enterprise. But at the end of the day, the trouble is coming. And we have to receive this word, man. You have to receive the word. For all you new believers out there, you have to receive the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and Lord's will be delivered. All right, so Ezekiel 9:4, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Right? Who are the people of Jerusalem? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? It says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right. The mark, right? When you go into this mark, it's the Hebrew word thawah, which literally means exemption from judgment. So what's going to be sealed in the believers is the words of the Lord, man, beginning with the name of the Most High. That's a part of it. All right. And the different promises. The different things that the scriptures say, all right, that we're going to have faith on. The scriptures that, we're going to remember, are, there shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, right? Sirach, the 2nd chapter, these different beautiful scriptures that exhort us for that time. The scripture, even the ones that say, I might do a lesson on it, Lord's will, 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter says, that the times are at hand, be ye even as pilgrims upon the earth. Right? And I'm paraphrasing. But these are the things that's mentioned in the scriptures that is that we're gonna, pull out and benefit from. All right. These are the things that's gonna keep our minds stable in that time. All right. So receive the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. It says, set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So the people that are sighing and crying, we're the men that are sighing and crying. We got the words within our minds, right? So it would behoove you to receive that thawah. Go and get the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, so that you may be sealed for your salvation. How do we know that? James 1:21. Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, right? So put away wickedness, and receive with meekness, or humility. That's what meekness means, to be low, right? And receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. When you go into engrafted, means like planted. So receive with humility the words like planted in your mind, which is able to save your souls. That's that thawah. exemption from judgment. Though the words of Yahweh Bashim Shai, once you receive the truth, receive the name, receive the 100% true doctrine, now you're sealed for salvation. And nobody could take that from you. That's a beautiful thing. That's why we say, hey, receive the words of the Lord. That's why we say also it's not about us, man. It's not about joining our camp. It's about receiving the truth. It can save your whole household. You know, you can literally come up, accept the truth, pray to the name of the Lord, believe unto that through it all, and be delivered, and you never joined a camp. You never put on a garment, right? Obviously, the works have to follow, you know, but with faith. But that's how some Israelites, that's going to be their story. They didn't know anything about the truth, and then last minute they heard about the truth, and they're like, oh man, and they received it, they repented, you know, they were in humility for their wrongs, their sins, and their household was delivered. That's going to happen to some Israelites. So receive the words, man. All right? Receive with meekness the engrafted word which is able to save your souls. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So wisdom and knowledge, when you're going to the word here, stability, it means it's a mawana or a mawana, which means your firmness, your fidelity. So wisdom and knowledge is going to be your firmness, your fidelity, your wisdom, your knowledge, your knowledge of the name of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the knowledge of what's going on around you was prophecy to begin with, so it's nothing to be shaken up about. Obviously, in the flesh, we're going to have some level of fear, but we're not going to be shaken about it. All right? Hey, the scriptures say that the Lord's going to be our confidence. He's going to keep our foot from being taken. You know, he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, the scriptures say, right? See, these are the things that's going to keep us stable. But the belief in the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right? So it says, I'm going to read it again, Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. The fear of the Lord, the scripture says, Job 28:28, that is wisdom. All right? So that's going to be your treasure, the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You're going to be able to benefit from it. You're going to profit off of it when that time comes and you remember the words of the Lord, you call upon the name of the Lord, everything's going to be okay. And we know that, we believe that. All right? So receive the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai because it's able to save your soul. Okay? So hey, with that, I want to give all praises going honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Chakadash. Double honors unto my elders and my apostles of Great Millstone, which are the men that rule well and taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations be to the elect as always.